Chapter 1 The Eagle Tribe of Gaoman Mountain. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The world of Furland, the age of titans and dragons, the vast sea forest, the sun is high in the sky, blazing like a scorch. Alalotos, how dare you steal the power of thunder, that a thunderous explosion suddenly sounded between heaven and earth. The huge roar brought Xiangyu back to his senses. Before he could figure out the current situation, he saw a scene like a myth. The tall giant, who was 100 meters tall, was emitting purple lightning all over his body. He had a piece of unknown material wrapped around his waist. He held a silver spear with thunder that was enough to destroy the world. He was fighting with a blue lizard that was also 100 meters long. The earth trembled in their battle, the sky was torn apart, the forest was trampled into a flat ground by them, and the strong wind wrapped in endless sand and dust vented between heaven and earth. The blue lizard was full of blue lightning, and its huge body was covered with pieces of steel-like scales, which looked mighty. It was a pity that it was covered in scars and blood, and was obviously no match for the giant, but he was still unyielding, and he raised his head and roared. Atari, when did the Titan giant become a shameless liar? The power and authority I hold are the world's gift to the Dragon clan. The Titan giant's tall and strong body was also covered with scars, and his shining golden eyes contained a coldness. Humph, everything in the world belongs to the Titan God clan. You dragons, if you are not thieves, what are you? You are so damned for claiming to be gods, that the blue lightning dragon roared in anger and bullied again. He swung his dozens of meters long tail, and the lightning burst on it. The Titan giant laughed, holding a 100-meter-long spear, and went straight. We Titans have the power to move mountains and fill the sea, and we can turn the world upside down. Why can't we be called gods? Ridiculous. After the words fell, the two powerful beings collided again, stirring up dust all over the sky. Thunder fought against thunder, and their fight became more and more tragic. Golden blood flew in the fight, and scattered everywhere in the forest battlefield. In addition to the fight between the two most powerful beings, there were also countless races fighting for their lives in the sky and on the earth. On the ground, minotaurs swept across with trees, goblins carried backpacks and threw stone bullets, trolls wielded stone axes, stone men smashed the ground with their bodies, goat-horned men attacked with their heads, centaurs galloped across the land, snake-bodied men held wooden bows, dwarves raised stone hammers to kill enemies, and dragon-bodied men killed with their fists. In the sky, eagle-bodied men fought in groups, two-headed flying dragons roared in the sky, flamingos burned the sky, griffins had sharp teeth and claws, and dragon eagles flapped their wings like knives. This is an epic battlefield of mythology. Just when Jiang Yuyu was shocked, a hand suddenly pushed him from behind. Ayu, what are you daydreaming about? A team of two-legged flying dragons is coming. He turned back in amazement and saw an eagle man with a human face, an eagle beak, a human body, eagle feet, covered with feathers, carrying wings, wearing simple leaves to cover his body, and holding a stone spear in his claws, shouting at him anxiously. Xiangyu subconsciously looked down at himself. He was also covered by leaves, feathers, and eagle claws on his hands and feet. I am not even a human anymore. That it was strange to say that he was in danger, but he was not nervous at all. He even had time to sigh in his heart. At this moment, the claws of the blue lightning dragon Alaloto scratched the shoulder of the Titan giant, and a large amount of golden blood suddenly fell in the direction of Xiangyu. It is the blood of God that cannot be touched by mortals. If you touch it, you will die. The blood of God has the power to burn. You can't look directly at it. That I saw screams around, and Xiangyu had to subconsciously push the eagle man behind him away. Almost the next moment, he was covered with golden blood. No. That the eagle man who was pushed away by him fell to the ground, his eyes were bloodshot. But Xiangyu could hardly hear what he said. A feeling of burning all over the body was painful all over the body. It was like being in the sun, being baked by a 100,000-degree flame. It hurt so much. Even though his will was as strong as iron, he soon fainted from the pain. In a coma, the life of the original body appeared in his mind. The original owner was named Yu, born in an eagle tribe in Gaoman Mountain. He was a small tribe under the eagle tribe, a subordinate race of the thunder god, Titan giant Atre. in this ancient and obscure era, above the sky and the earth, Titan giants and dragons compete for the dominance of heaven and earth, and fight each other endlessly. They all have powerful powers and are called the authority to rule heaven and earth. This is a war between Titan giants and dragons, and all races are involved, and it is extremely tragic. This time, he was recruited by the Thunder Titan giant Atre to participate in the war to attack the Lost Forest, the territory of the Blue Lightning Dragon Alalotos, and the person who just reminded him of the danger was his companion who grew up with him, Alai. I don't know how long it has been. Jiang Yu faintly heard a vague call. Ayu. Ayu. Wake up. Wake up. He opened his eyes with difficulty and saw himself lying in a cave. In front of him, besides his friend Alai, there were also several old eagle men from the tribe. They looked at him with the same concern, as if they were looking at their own children. Seeing him wake up, Alai was immediately surprised. Ayu, you finally woke up. I thought you were dead. Where am I? What happened after I fainted? Is the war over? Jiang Yu asked subconsciously. It's over. After you fainted, the great thunder god Atre defeated the evil blue lightning dragon Alalotos. We won. We brought you back to Gaoman Mountain, and now we are in the tribe. Alai said quickly. How long was I unconscious? Jiang Yu asked again. Child, after you fainted, the sun rose and set 3 times. An old eagle man who was obviously the leader approached and smiled kindly. In memory, he was indeed the patriarch of this small eagle tribe. 3 days, Jiang Yu murmured in a low voice. My dear child, according to ancient rumors, mortals cannot touch the blood of gods, otherwise they will be burned to death. But there are always exceptions. Mortals must die, and those favored by gods can be reborn. You survived, bathing in the blood of gods. You are a person favored by gods. Several old eagle men looked at him and said excitedly. Then, the old eagle tribe leader said to him solemnly. We have decided that from today on, you will be the tribe leader of the Gaoman Mountain Eagle tribe. Chief, you. Jiang Yu was surprised. I am old, but you are like the rising sun, and you will surely lead the tribe to a bright future. The old tribe leader smiled firmly. Don't refuse, you. There is a clear spring outside the cave. You can go and see what you look like now. The divine blood has given you power and change. You have all the conditions to become a tribe leader. Hearing this, Jiang Yu looked outside the cave. The golden sunlight shone in, and it was extremely warm. At the same time, he felt his body, and a magical power filled his whole body. I have indeed become stronger. At the same time, his mind moved. A flash of thunder appeared in his hand. Although the lightning was small, it was as powerful as 1,000 pounds. Chapter 2 Patriarch. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This is the power of thunder. Seeing the lightning flashing in Jiang Yu's hand, several eagle people were very excited. In this world, personal power belongs to extraordinary power. Extraordinary is authority. An extraordinary power is innate. If you have it, you have it. If you don't have it. Unless there is a great opportunity, extraordinary authority can be born. Among the myriad tribes in the wilderness, the eagle people do not have strong extraordinary power. Like the eagle tribe in Gaoman Mountain, they are all mortals. There are hundreds of thousands of eagle people living in the wilderness, and only a few of them hold extraordinary authority. They are not high in reproduction ability, far less than goblins, dwarves, and trolls. It's just because they have the ability to fly that they are taken as subordinates by the Titans, not even their families. Jiang Yu bathed in the blood of God and held the power of thunder, and the eagle people couldn't help but be happy. This is a great gift from heaven. At this moment, they are more determined to believe that Jiang Yu is the new tribal leader. In desperation, Jiang Yu had to accept it. Seeing Jiang Yu accept, several old eagle people finally left the cave contentedly. Before leaving, they did not forget to tell Jiang Yu to have a good rest. After he had a good rest, he went to the cliff to find them. After waiting for the old eagle people and Alai to leave, Jiang Yu played with the thunder in his hand for a while again, feeling the power of extraordinary authority. He did not understand the extraordinary system of the current world, but he also knew that his extraordinary power was very ordinary now. with his full strength, he could only blast a pit of less than half a meter in the land in front of him. Xiangyu stopped only after his extraordinary power was exhausted. He remembered that the old patriarch said that his current appearance was different from that of ordinary eagle people, and he couldn't help but become curious. He walked out of the cave and found a pool of water in front of the cave. The surrounding environment was humid, and it seemed that it had just rained. When he came to the edge of the pool, Xiangyu looked at the water surface, reflecting a different eagle man. His beak has fallen off, replaced by a delicate and beautiful nose and mouth like the humans in his previous life. The gray and black hair on his face has also fallen off, showing a delicate outline. On the top of his head, the originally gray hair has become silver and gray, more shiny. The most conspicuous thing is his eyes. The original vertical eyes of the eagle man have disappeared, replaced by a pair of purple eyes as bright as stars. In addition, a lot of feathers on his body have fallen off. The claws and feet are not like the eagle claws before, but have begun to have fleshy texture. This is approaching the direction of the hands and feet. The wings on his back have begun to be mixed with some white feathers from the original gray and black. These white feathers are newly grown, and they are still very fresh. He has evolved, just like his ancestors. The ancestor of the eagle man is the high mountain four-legged eagle. The eagle man king's court also has statues and breeding of four-legged eagles, but the Gaoman mountain eagle man is a small tribe and does not have these things. Leaving the pool, Xiangyu came to the place where the tribe lives. Gaoman mountain is called a mountain, but it is just a small cliff that can be seen everywhere in the wilderness, located at the junction of grassland and forest. On this small cliff, the eagle people use stone tools to dig out caves of various sizes as their residence. In the cave, there were no adult eagle people, only some young eagle people were left looking at him curiously. Although his current image can be seen as an eagle, he is completely different from the former Xiangyu. The young eagle people are basically very thin. There are not many adult eagles in the tribe, and the titans often start wars and summon adult eagles to fight. Every time a wave goes, the population will be less. With these factors, living conditions naturally decline. Xiangyu was touched, and he had no good way to deal with titans and dragons for the time being. Titans and dragons occupied the sky and the earth, and their strength was extremely powerful. They were not something that eagle people could fight now. Even if they wanted to hide, they couldn't, unless these two powerful races suddenly died out. From his perspective, combined with the information from his original body over the years, the two tribes will definitely have a final battle, but he doesn't know when it will break out and what the result will be. Arrived at the top of the cliff, he saw the old patriarch standing on the bluestone on the top of the cliff, saying something loudly. About 200 eagle men, young and old, stood on the cliff, listening to the old patriarch's words weakly. The small tribe of 200 people, mostly old and young, and few young and strong, was considered to be in ruins. Years of war have exhausted the vitality of the tribe. A lie was also among the eagle men. He saw Xiangyu appear with his sharp eyes and said happily, "Ayu, have you rested well?" Xiangyu smiled slightly. "Of course." The old patriarch also walked down from the bluestone and came to Xiangyu. It's just right that you are here, so I will announce that you will become the new patriarch." He pulled Xiangyu to the bluestone, looked at the eagle men below, and said loudly, "You bathed in the blood of the gods and remained alive. He is a person favored by the gods. From now on, you will be the new chief of the eagle tribe of Gaoman Mountain." The 200 eagle tribes had already heard about Xiangyu bathing in the blood of the gods. They were surprised to see Xiangyu standing on the bluestone. His appearance was different from that of ordinary eagle tribes. The sun shone on him, making his silver-gray hair and some white feathers on his back shine extremely brightly, which actually gave him a sense of holiness like the Holy Spirit, especially those brilliant purple eyes, which were beautiful and added a touch of mystery to him. He was really different. They all raised their heads, admired sincerely, and acknowledged Xiangyu as the new patriarch. Xiangyu stood on the bluestone, looking at the expectation in the eyes of the 200 eagle men, and suddenly felt a sense of blood connection. These eagle men are all his blood relatives, so, for the first time, he felt a sense of belonging to this world and this eagle tribe. He looked at the sun in the distance, and suddenly a thought came to his mind. "Since I have come, I will make peace with it. Since I have come to this world, I will lead them to live well. I will do this as the patriarch." Under the golden sun, Xiangyu stood on the cliff, stretched out his hand forward, and held it tightly. A ray of thunder flashed with purple lightning amid the exclamations of the tribesmen. "My tribesmen, from today on, I will lead you. I promise that our Gaoman Mountain Eagle clan will have a bright future. You. The extraordinary authority was very convincing, and all the eaglemen present cheered happily. It was sunset after the small clan meeting. Jiang Yu stood on the edge of the cliff, looking at the sunset in the distance, and then looked at his tribesmen. Under the sunset, the eaglemen were either training their children to fly, or grinding stone tools, or patrolling Gaoman Mountain. He looked at the leaves woven from the eaglemen and their thin bodies. He had the first idea to change the tribe. To become a clan leader, one should start with food and clothing. As for food, he is now much stronger, and he can lead the tribesmen out hunting. As for clothing, the eaglemen basically weave a circle of leaves because they have feathers to cover them. But Jiang Yu didn't like this. Clothes are also an important part of the birth of a civilization. He decided to let the tribesmen make animal skin clothes to wear. The eaglemen make a living by hunting, and animal skins are basically taken to the goblin or dwarf tribe in exchange for food. If he wants everyone to wear clothes, he must ensure enough food. 1 month later, Jiang Yu personally led the team to hunt every day. Because of the power of thunder, they could hunt more powerful prey. The eaglemen of the tribe all wore animal skins, and enough meat changed the appearance of the entire eagle tribe. This day, Jiang Yu led the eagle hunting team to go hunting as usual. On the vast grassland, they chased a group of wild buffaloes to a place where green rocks were exposed. Chapter 3 Bronze. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The eagle people live in the mountains, and they like cliffs very much. They use stone tools to dig caves around the top of the mountain to live. Gaoman Mountain is just a small mountain that is very common in the ancient Furland world. The eagle people's royal court, as rumored, lives on a tall mountain called Tianshan. It is a huge and magnificent mountain, where tens of thousands of eagle people live. It is the ancestral home of the eagle people, and the eagle people of the Gaoman Mountain tribe also come from here. After Jiang Yu became the patriarch of the Gaoman Mountain tribe, he began to transform the living environment of the eagle people. Although the stone cave is safe, after many generations of eagle people living there, the smell inside is very unbearable, and hygiene has always been a problem. The first year, he sharpened a stone axe, cut down trees, and led the tribesmen to build dozens of wooden houses and wooden beds in a year, which became a new residence. The original cave with a wooden door is an excellent storage place. The eagle man's wooden house has 2 doors, one on the roof and one near the cliff, which is convenient for travel. After building the wooden house, he called the tribesmen together and dug a pit in the center of the tribe to make a pool for drinking water. Jiang Yu arranged for the tribesmen to fetch water every day. Then, he surrounded the wooden houses with wooden walls, and a small village was formed. The wooden house village may be less safe than the cave, but Jiang Yu looked at the village in front of him and felt the breath of civilization in the wilderness for the first time. So far, he felt at ease. The second winter, Jiang Yu led the eagle boys to find and kill several hibernating black bears in the whispering forest during the heavy snow in winter. His strength and skills grew, and he also changed into bear skin clothes, very warm. The third year, Jiang Yu found a demon beast in the east of the whispering forest. Fortunately, this demon beast is a deer demon beast. Although this demon beast is strong, its temperament is gentle. It has always stayed in its own territory, which made Jiang Yu and others feel relieved, but his desire to obtain extraordinary power has become stronger. The fourth year, when Jiang Yu led the hunting team out hunting, he chased the bison and flew 3,000 meters to the west. Here, he found an open-air copper mine. This surprised him inexplicably. Copper. This is something that can allow them to move from the Stone Age to the Bronze Age. If there are copper tools, the strength of the Gaoman tribe can be greatly improved. But soon, a patrol eagle boy flew from farther away and told him that there was a snake tribe here. The snake tribe is also a subsidiary race of the Titan giants. However, they have been fighting with the eagle tribe for generations, and their living areas are intertwined. They have been natural enemies since ancient times. In ancient times, when the four-legged eagles had not yet evolved into eagle people, they often captured the two-legged snakes, the ancestors of the snake people, for food. But when they almost simultaneously accepted the gift of the Titans and evolved into intelligent races, the suppression of the eagle people on the snake people disappeared. The snake people have stronger reproductive capacity and are good at using bows and arrows, although the eagle people have the advantage of flying. Their eagle claws are too sharp and do not support their archery. Otherwise, a soldier who can shoot arrows in the sky, even if it is just an ordinary mortal without extraordinary power, has a great advantage. After thinking for a moment, Jiang Yu's desire for copper overcame his worries about the snake people tribe. He asked in a deep voice. Liang, how many snake people are there in that snake people tribe? Are there any extraordinary snake people? Chief, I didn't look carefully. Liang touched his head in embarrassment. It's okay, let's take another look. Jiang Yu did not blame them. After all, it is difficult for eagle people teenagers to have such awareness. It is already very good to be able to discover the snake people tribe. He took a team of eagle people teenagers into the air, and after flying for a few miles, he really found a small snake people tribe beside a small river. Jiang Yu hovered in the sky and observed, and found that this small tribe was actually in a similar situation to theirs. Years of war had exhausted their vitality, and the tribe was basically composed of the elderly, the weak, women and children. That's right, the snake people's survival ability on the battlefield is even worse than that of the eagle people, and they are cannon fodder among cannon fodder. However, the number of snake people in this tribe is larger than that of the eagle people in Gaoman Mountain, with about 300 snake people surviving. Jiang Yu made a decisive decision to wipe out this snake tribe, so that night, Jiang Yu led the combatants in the eagle tribe and destroyed this small snake tribe while they were sleeping at night. Then, they mined copper and smelted bronze. Jiang Yu knew some of the simplest copper smelting methods in ancient times in his previous life. After trying several times, he successfully refined bronze. The 5th year, after a year of accumulation, almost all the eagle people who can fight in the tribe have a bronze ware. With bronze ware, they can hunt larger and more ferocious prey, even some weak monsters. Jiang Yu and others dared to test them. The tribesmen mostly used bronze spears, and Jiang Yu cast a bronze sword. The 6th year, the tribe's bronze reserves increased, and Jiang Yu used the extra bronze to cast a large bronze tripod. Thus, food can be cooked in the tripod all the time. Then, some bronze utensils were also made. Bowls, basins, pots, spoons, etc. Until this time, Jiang Yu could announce that the Gaoman tribe had left the Stone Age and entered the Bronze Age. They are more civilized than most races in the Furland world. The 7th year, Jiang Yu is 16 years old, and he is considered an adult among the eagle people. His body has become more upright and agile, and his wings are more tenacious and powerful. This year, in order to face the upcoming war, Jiang Yu began to cast bronze armor. Because eagle people have wings, it is difficult to cover their backs with armor, and in order to maintain light flight, the armor should not be too heavy. Jiang Yu only cast armor plates on his chest, arms, and head for self-defense. This simple bronze armor was made into more than a dozen sets, worn by Jiang Yu and the strongest eagle people in the tribe. They are all partners who grew up with Jiang Yu and are connected by brothers. As time goes by, this autumn, when the golden autumn leaves are flying, the envoy of the Eagle King's court arrived as expected. Chapter 4, A Decade-Long Expedition. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The sky is high and the clouds are clear, and the mood of autumn is strong. On the cliff of Gaoman Mountain, the eagle messenger with gray and black wings fluttered in the air, holding a 2-meter-long bone spear and looking down proudly. He glanced at the Ingran population of the Gaoman Mountain tribe, looked at this group of weak tribesmen, a trace of disdain flashed in his eyes, and then announced loudly. Gaoman Mountain tribe, there is an order from the royal court. Recruit 50 Ingmen warriors. Within 3 days, rush to the Xuanhuan forest to obey the order of the god of thunder. That the familiar recruitment order resounded throughout the entire cliff. Wang Ting must have really looked down on small tribes like Gaoman Mountain. After decades, he was unwilling to change even a single word in the content of the recruitment order. It's hard to say, but this is the joint recruitment of all the small eagle tribes outside the royal court in the vast mountains. But 50 people is still too many. The current Ingran tribe only has about 200 people including newly born babies, and there are only more than 30 adult male Ingran of Jiang Yu's generation. At this moment, Jiang Yu finally understood the sadness and powerlessness that Ying's father had felt back then. That sentence, "My son wants to grow up healthy," must have been uttered in such a desolate situation. On the cliff, All the eagle men bowed their heads. Xiangyu stood at the front. Clenching his paws, suppressing the anger in his heart, taking a deep breath, and begging like his father. Sir Messenger, you have also seen that it is really difficult for our tribe to gather 50 Yingmen warriors now. Can you please be more lenient? I am willing to lead all adult male Yingmen to fight against the God of Thunder and the royal court. Humph. How can the royal court's edict be bargained for? The eagle messenger with gray and black wings snorted coldly and said in a cold voice. It is a gift from the royal court that this small tribe, which is as ordinary as grass and mustard, can survive here and be under the protection of the royal court. As he spoke, he looked at Xiangyu's clenched paws and the eyes that were looking straight at him, feeling murderous in his heart. Small tribes like Gaoman Mountain are like weeds on the grassland. They die and grow again and again. Even if they are exterminated, there will be no impact, it's a matter of time. The royal court never cared about their life or death. With murderous intention, the eagle messenger's eyes narrowed, and the breeze between heaven and earth blew. This turned out to be extraordinary power, the power of wind. Xiangyu, who was standing in front of the cliff, suddenly felt a chill in his heart, and his whole body was agitated. He quickly lowered his head and said loudly, Lord Messenger, Gaoman Mountain is willing to obey the call-up order. That the world between heaven and earth suddenly became quiet for a few breaths, and the only thing that could be seen was the rising wind. On the cliff, Xiangyu was always on alert, ready to explode. A long time, in mid-air, the cold-faced eagle messenger finally did not make a move. He gave a cold shout and fluttered his wings away. 50 people, within 3 days. Remember, if one person is missing, your clan will be wiped out 1 day later. On the cliff, Xiangyu was furious when he heard this. Damn it, sooner or later you will rebel against your bullshit Yingren Wangting. But when the Yingren messenger left, the tribesmen lamented one after another. When will this war end? When will these days really get better? We are too weak. Our fathers will never come back, and we are afraid that we will follow in their footsteps. Xiangyu looked at the sad faces of the tribesmen and immediately stood up and said loudly. Please believe me, people, I will definitely bring everyone back this time. If I can't come back, I will die in front of everyone. In addition, for the quota of 50 people, we also invite the adult sisters in the clan to accompany us on the expedition. The boys who are not yet underage should stay in the tribe. Yes, Patriarch. At that moment, a dozen female adult tribesmen walked out, all of them female eagles of their generation. At this time, the entire Gaoman Mountain tribe was really left with only the old and the weak. Xiangyu sighed in his heart, looked at the youngest and oldest eagle boy among the eagle crowd, and smiled at him. Cha, after we leave, you will be the strongest male eagle in the tribe. You must lead the teenagers to protect everyone. Cha said solemnly with tears in his eyes. Well, brother you. Xiangyu nodded when he heard the words, comforted his mother, then stood up and said to the hawks who were about to go on an expedition. Okay, without further ado, let's go back and put on our bronze armor and pick up our weapons. We will set off for the vast sea forest in a quarter of an hour. A hawk man said doubtfully. Isn't it within 3 days? Why are you in such a hurry? Xiangyu shook his head. In the past few generations, none of our ancestors who went on expeditions returned. This time, we must first go to explore what is going on in the vast forest and be fully prepared. Bathing in the blood of titans was so shocking that he wasn't ready to say it first, but instead made a well-thought-out excuse. Of course, it's not entirely an excuse. There is some truth in saying this. Okay, we understand. Let's go back and get weapons and equipment now, and we'll set off in a quarter of an hour. The hawks nodded, they don't doubt Xiangyu's words. Over the years, they have almost grown up with Xiangyu, and their sense of trust is far better than that of ordinary people. That's it. A quarter of an hour later, 50 eagles holding bronze swords and spears were ready to go. Following Xiangyu's order, they flew westward under the reluctant sight of the old and weak eagles who were left behind. Chapter 5, The Vast Sea Forest. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Traveling day and night. The sun rose and set 7 times, across mountains and rivers, deep valleys and deep forests. Xiangyu finally brought his tribal warriors to the Xuanhuan forest. This is a vast forest, just like its name. The green is as vast as the sea, boundless. The long river shuttles through this forest and flows into the distant sea. This is the edge of the territory ruled by the thunder titan Atre. Bordering the territory of the ancient blue dragon king Alalotos, the two have fought for many years, and there has been no winner. At this time, the Xuanhuan forest is like a huge barracks, and all the tribes of Furland appear here. He saw people and horses patrolling in the forest, eagle men circling in the sky, trolls camping in the jungle, dwarves riding sheep in the valley, goblins cutting down trees, mermaids living in front of the river, fishmen holding stone forks, mixed-blood giants as military supervisors, goblins and tree spirits looking up from the treetops, wild boars lying on the ground, werewolves, and so on. This is a subordinate race of the Titans, a race that has ruled half of the world since the Titans. The ancient dragons are not inferior to the Titans. Xiangyu looked to the farther north of the Xuanhuan forest and saw a 300-meter-high stone throne standing in the north of the forest. It was as if it was carved out of a whole mountain. A giant nearly 200 meters tall sat on it, with purple hair and golden eyes, exuding a trembling majestic aura. The Majesty was like a mountain and a sea, and the huge sense of oppression made Xiangyu amazed. Every moment, there were purple thunder and lightning that penetrated the sky and the earth lingering on his strong body, like an abyss and a prison. That's the Thunder Titan, Atre. According to the 5th chapter era, Titans are born legendary and can reach the realm of demigods when they grow up. And the great Titan King, even if he doesn't hold the throne, has the power comparable to that of gods. This is the Titan, the master of half of the ancient Furland world. Feeling the majestic aura of the Titan, Xiangyu became more cautious, and the pride of the Traverser was buried deep in his heart. He is still a mortal, not even an extraordinary one. In this world full of extraordinary power and where one can die at any time, he can only be careful. Flying over the airspace of the Xuanhuan forest, the Eagle Man and the Horned Eagle patrolling the sky did not stop them, allowing them to land directly in the camp where the Eagle Man gathered. As soon as they landed, soldiers from the Eagle Man King's court came to them. This is a middle-aged Eagle Man, wearing a wolf skin. Although he does not have an extraordinary aura, he has the aura of a veteran. He asked lightly, "Which tribe are you from, and who is the leader?" Xiangyu stood up and answered, "Elder of the royal court, I am the leader. We are from the Gaoman mountain tribe." The middle-aged Eagleman soldier said lightly. Obviously he had never heard of the Gaoman mountain tribe. He glanced at the bronze weapons and armor carried by Xiangyu and his men, and didn't care. A small tribe of Eaglemen, even with female Eaglemen, what's there to care about? "Come with me." The Eaglemen tribe from the east is led by Lord Feng Yi. The middle-aged Eagleman soldier led them through half of the camp and came to a huge and dirty camp. The trees here were all cut down, leaving an empty field of dirt and grass. Xiangyu glanced over and roughly calculated that there were about 10,000 Eaglemen warriors stationed here, with gray and black wings interlaced and dotted on the ground, like a gray and black net. The middle-aged Eagleman casually pointed to a corner. "You can stay there for the time being." After saying that, he was ready to turn around and leave. Anyway, they were all cannon fodder who were going to die on the battlefield, so he didn't have much desire to talk. Xiangyu hurriedly called him and asked sincerely, "Elder, I haven't asked for your name yet. In addition, I don't know where the camp of Lord Feng Yi is. How should we obey the military order of the Lord? This place is in a mess." The Eaglemen gathered together in a mess, and they didn't know how to unify the command. Xiangyu thought it would be better to figure it out. Hearing this, the middle-aged Eagle soldier looked back in surprise, and the disdain in his eyes came from the heart. He said with a smile, "What qualifications do you have to obey the orders of Lord Feng Yi? Someone will come to greet you when the time comes." As he said, he pointed to an eagle camp not far away. Royal court eagle warrior holding a bone spear flew in the air and said to you, and you, take your people and follow me. The eagles who were called did not dare to resist at all. They gathered their people and followed him. There were more than a dozen of them, and only a few of them. There was numbness in the eyes of each eagle. Obviously, it was not the first time they were recruited like this. Each small tribe came here with 50 people, and the rest went there. Obviously they had already died. Xiangyu saw it, and his eyes became heavy. I understand, Elder. Well, it's good to understand. There are some things I don't want to say too harshly. You small tribes under the protection of the king's court, listen to the orders well. Maybe, after the war, some people can go back. As for my name, you don't need to know it. The middle-aged eagle soldier said in a flat tone, pointing to the edge of another forest. By the way, don't think about running away, look where you see the fate of those who run away. Jiangyu looked in response, and saw rows of eagle corpses inserted there, with wooden sticks entering from the mouth and exiting from the lower body, bleeding, and inserted into the soil. He could not help but remain silent, while the middle-aged eagle man laughed. Boy, don't be so smart. Eagle men like you are nothing but ants and grass. You can only live if the king's court allows you to live, and you must die if the king's court allows you to die. Take care of yourself. After saying that, he flapped his wings and flew away to meet the next tribe, leaving Xiangyu standing there, his claws clenched, his eyes deep. With such a king's court, what future can the eagle men have? No wonder they will become one of the weakest monsters in the future. I will replace them sooner or later. Behind him, the eagle warriors who grew up with Xiangyu also looked indignant, but they all held back and did not attack, until the middle-aged eagle man left. An eagle man stepped forward and asked. You, what should we do next? Xiangyu heard this, glanced at the eagle exploration team flying in the sky, and smiled. Let them shout, we'll do our own thing. Lai, take out the bone spear we imitated before, and let's go on patrol. An eagle man stepped forward and handed Xiangyu something wrapped in a long animal skin. Xiangyu took off the animal skin, picked up the bone spear, and smiled at the eagle man. From now on, I am a soldier of the royal court. I will take you out to explore. Follow me. Okay. He wanted to find the location of the old turtle. Even if the eagle man royal court did not order him to do so, he was willing to explore. However, it was safer for him to decide the route of the exploration. As for whether he would be discovered, that was irrelevant. Either way he would die, and in order to awaken the extraordinary, he had to take the risk. Chapter 6 Bathing in the Blood of Titans and Dragons. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Bringing some pickled meat, he asked the surrounding eaglemen who had already performed the mission. Xiangyu held a bone spear, put on a bearskin coat, pretended to be a royal guard, led his family members to fly up, and flew out of the camp in broad daylight. There were many such teams, and no eaglemen cared about them. One by one, the royal eaglemen led 50 eaglemen tribe warriors out, and another one returned with more than a dozen tribal eaglemen. Often before the war, the scouts suffered the greatest losses. In this sky, the warriors of the eagle tribe were the weakest. Not to mention the giant dragon hybrids, various flying sub-dragons, two-legged dragons, etc. that crisscrossed the sky. Even griffins could tie with a team of 50 eaglemen scouts. Just as Xiangyu was about to fly out of the edge of the camp, a royal eagle guard guarding the edge of the camp suddenly frowned and flew in front of him, asking expressionlessly. Who are you? Why have I never seen you before? I'm new here today. Xiangyu replied calmly. His expression was so natural that the Wangting eagleman guarding the camp could not see anything wrong, so he nodded and let him go. Behind him, the tribesmen's heartbeats were about to start, and when they saw the guards let them go, they finally breathed a sigh of relief. Seeing Xiangyu's actions, they raised their hearts again. Xiangyu did not leave, but quietly stepped forward, put a piece of gold in his hand, and asked. Big brother, I just came here, may I ask which place has the most intense battle for the sky? Gold was a hard currency even in the ancient times, and this piece of gold was also obtained when the snake tribe was wiped out. The guarding eagleman nodded with satisfaction and smiled. I understand. The battle in the east has been the most intense in the past few days. Even several extraordinary eagle nobles have fallen. Little brother, you just arrived, so it's best to fly west. Thank you, big brother. Xiangyu smiled and nodded, and then flew west with his people. Next to the eagle camp is the goblin camp. This ruined race of the future era is one of the major clans under the Titans in the current ancient times. They have a population of tens of millions, spread throughout the Furland world. and even under the command of the ancient dragons, the goblins are very smart. At least Xiangyu saw that many huge catapults were built in the goblin camp. In addition to these, there are also wooden arrow towers and low tents, which are much more orderly than the messy eagle camp. Next to the goblins are the trolls. The trolls are similar to the eagles. The camp is very sloppy and a mess. Xiangyu knows that the ancestors of the elegant and beautiful elves in the future may be among them. Further ahead, there are centaurs, dwarves, orcs, etc. All these are the epitome of the intelligent races in this world. Flying out of the camp, Xiangyu led his people to the west, searching for small lakes, small pools, and small streams along the way. As for the big river that runs through the forest, the old turtle's memories describe it as definitely not the place where he lived in his childhood. At night, he led his people back in batches. In this way, he would go out early and return late, so that no one would find that his people had not decreased much. After searching in the west for a few days, Xiangyu did not find the old turtle's habitat. On the 5th day, when he went out, the eagle guard at the gate stopped him and told him that he could not go to the safest west all the time. In desperation, Xiangyu had to lead his people to the south. They carefully avoided the dragons and griffins on the dragon's side, but still ran into a two-legged dragon. After losing several people, Xiangyu threw a spear and accurately pierced the eyeball of the two-legged dragon. The wyvern howled in pain, but this injury was not enough to make it lose its mobility, but it became even more ferocious. It went crazy. Xiangyu made a prompt decision, left everyone behind, and led the wyvern away alone. They fled frantically over the forest, disturbing some creatures fighting in the sky from time to time. Fortunately, Xiangyu's flying skills were good, and the injured wyvern was a one-eyed dragon, so he was not caught for a while. Just as the eagle and the dragon were wrestling, suddenly, Xiangyu saw the sky suddenly turn black. He looked up and saw a blue dragon with a wingspan of 500 meters flying over his head. The ancient blue dragon king was also surrounded by blue thunder that could destroy the world. The huge body was covered with pieces of steel-like scales, which looked extraordinary. Behind Xiangyu, the wyvern chasing him saw this and let out a loud roar. This is its dragon master. However, before it could finish its joy, in the far north, a roar that shook the world suddenly came. Arieltos, I haven't bothered you yet, how dare you take the initiative to die? The huge roar made Xiangyu turn his head and look to the north. I saw a 200-meter-tall giant emitting purple lightning all over his body, with a piece of unknown material wrapped around his waist, holding a silver-shining spear, which was surrounded by thunder that could destroy the world. He strode towards this direction, and the earth was shaking. The blue dragon was not to be outdone and roared loudly. Atri, stupid and arrogant Titan barbarian, today, let Lord Arieltos grant you eternal annihilation. That the distance between them seemed very far, but in fact, between such a behemoth, it was a matter of seconds. Boom! The two strongest men of the ancient times began to fight in close combat. The earth trembled in their battle, the sky was torn apart, the forest was trampled flat by them, and the strong wind wrapped in endless sand and dust, venting between heaven and earth. As the battle between the masters began, in the earth and sky, countless races of both camps began to fight together. On the earth, the Tauren carried big trees and swept across, the goblins carried backpacks and threw stone bullets. The trolls waved stone axes, the stone men smashed the ground with their bodies. The goat-horned men attacked with their heads, the centaurs galloped on the earth, the snake-bodied people held wooden bows, the dwarves raised stone hammers to kill the enemies, and the dragon people killed with their fists. In the sky, the eagle-bodied people fought in groups, the two-headed flying dragons roared in the sky, the flamingos burned the sky, the griffins had sharp teeth and claws, and the dragon eagles flapped their wings like knives. This is an epic mythical battlefield. And Xiangyu was actually the closest place to the two behemoths. It is still unknown whether you can get chestnuts from the fire. Almost in an instant, Xiangyu made up his mind. Behind him, the wyvern was infected by the atmosphere of the battlefield and rushed towards Xiangyu with more excitement. There were battles all around, and flames were burning in the sky. Xiangyu no longer dodged, but took out a bronze dagger from his arms, and rushed up to the wyvern the moment it pounced, stood on its head, and thrust a sword into its forehead, stirring it violently. You killed a wyvern, experience plus 100. After the wyvern was killed, its huge body fell down. Xiangyu lay on its back and fell with it, pretending to die together. Because he had already seen that there was a small half-moon-shaped lake below, he thought of the old turtle's future residence, which was also a huge half-moon-shaped lake, and he was sure that it must be this place. As he and the wyvern fell into the water with a plop, the wyvern floated on the water, and under its shadow, Xiangyu quickly dived into the water. After swimming for a few times, he soon found a cute little pink turtle lying on a smooth raw stone that was shining with green light at the bottom of the lake. Xiangyu was delighted. It must be this thing. He swam hard and came to the little turtle, touched its little head, picked it up and put it in the corner of the blue stone, and sat on it himself. Suddenly, a very cool rhythm spread throughout his body. Outside, in the vast sea forest, the 200-meter-tall Titan giant had a tall and strong body with scars, and his shining golden eyes contained a coldness. Humph, everything in the world belongs to the Titan god clan. You dragons are just a bunch of damn thieves. You call yourself a god clan, how arrogant, there are few races like you in the star realm, you are really damned. That the blue lightning dragon laughed angrily and fought again. He swung his tail that was dozens of meters long, and the lightning burst on it. The Titan laughed loudly, holding a 300-meter-long spear, and rushed forward. We Titans have the power to move mountains and fill the sea, and we can turn the world upside down. Why can't we be called gods? Ridiculous. As soon as the voice fell, the two powerful beings collided again, stirring up dust all over the sky, and thunder fought each other, and their fight became more and more tragic. Golden blood flew in the fight and fell everywhere in the forest battlefield. They had long become demigods, and their blood turned into gold. During the fight, at a certain moment, the dragon claws of the blue lightning dragon Alalotos scratched the Titan's shoulder, and a large amount of golden blood suddenly fell into the half-moon-shaped lake where Xiangyu was. Almost the next moment, the entire half-moon lake was filled with golden blood, and he and the little turtle were also wrapped in golden Titan blood at the same moment. In an instant, a feeling of burning like a raging fire and burning all over the body was painful. It was like being in the sun, baked by 100,000-degree flame. At the same time, the system voice also sounded in real time. You bathe in the blood of the Titan, and all attributes are improved. It hurt so much. Even though his will was as strong as iron, he was burned to the point of wanting to die. Beside him, the pink little turtle had been burned red and was flopping on the blue stone, but the next moment, an extremely cool feeling surged into his body. Xiangyu looked down and saw that on the blue stone, a bright green light was shining, covering him and the little turtle. However, the good times did not last long. After a moment of coolness, the blood of the Titan in the lake continued to flow. Not only that, because it was too close to the battle site of the two demigods, the blood of the ancient blue dragon king also fell into the lake. So, waves of burning sensations came again. You bathe in the blood of the Titan and the dragon king, and all attributes are improved. At this moment, Xiangyu realized that it was no wonder that the old turtle was reluctant to mention too much about the details of awakening. It was too painful. It was simply a torture like repeated torture. I don't know how long it took. You bathed in the blood of Titans and dragons, and all attributes were improved. You bathed in the blood of Titans and dragons, and awakened the power of thunder. You bathed in the blood of Titans and dragons, and your bloodline changed. Until the battle outside was over, the golden blood essence in the lake was absorbed by the man and the turtle, and the painful torture stopped. At this time, the man and the turtle changed drastically. The shell of the little turtle turned purple-blue, with a trace of electric light lingering, and the small eyes the size of mung beans were full of wisdom. Chapter 7: The Fuse. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The war outside was still going on, but the violent shaking of the earth caused by the Great War was slowly fading away. The Thunder Titan and the ancient Blue Dragon King had obviously moved away from this area in the fight. Xiangyu poked his head out of the small lake and observed the surrounding battle situation. Because the two kings had just fought here, although the ground was in a mess, no living creatures came. This gave Xiangyu time to look at the water surface. The reflection of a different eagle man was reflected on the water surface. His beak had fallen off, replaced by a delicate and beautiful nose and mouth like the human in his previous life. The gray and black hair on his face also fell off a little, showing a delicate outline. On the top of his head, the originally gray hair became silver and gray, more shiny. The most conspicuous thing was his eyes. The original vertical eyes of the eagle man disappeared, replaced by a pair of purple eyes as bright as stars. In addition, a lot of feathers on his body fell off, and his claws and feet were not like the eagle claws before, but began to feel fleshy. This is approaching the direction of the hands and feet. The wings on the back have changed from the original gray-black to some white feathers. These white feathers are newly grown and look very fresh. He has evolved, just like his ancestors. He opened the panel and the data was completely different. Name, Xiangyu, race, eagle man, bloodline mutation, age, 16, attributes, strength 10, constitution 10, spirit 13, agility 11, charm 5, level, unlocked, sealed, to be opened after the game is launched. Skills, throwing, mastery, spear, mastery, thunder power, supernormal. Skill points, unlocked, sealed, to be opened after the game is launched. Talent, champion will, you have super insight and reaction ability, and your combat awareness is the best. Task system, unlocked, sealed, to be opened after the game is launched. Countdown to game launch, 3,650,136 days 5 hours 35 minutes. Jiang Yu looked at the panel and found that his full attributes had improved a lot, and he was full of strength. His eyes looked further away, although his level did not appear on the panel. He knew that he had entered the supernormal. Titan and Dragon blood gave him the opportunity to enter the supernormal, and he seized it. Next, he was ready to return safely from this war. He picked up the bronze sword, and the supernormal power surged, and a thread of lightning lingered on the sword. When he faces the two-headed flying dragon again, he will have the strength to fight head-on. He walked out of the small lake, looking at the little turtle on the blue stone that had begun to show wisdom, and prepared to take the turtle and the stone away after the battle. When he came to the shore, he flapped his wings and was about to take off when he heard an extremely miserable cry between heaven and earth. Atari, you dare to kill me! Alalotos, today, you are dead. The voice of the Thunder Titan was like thunder from the sky, hitting all living beings. No. Jiang Yu raised his eyes and his heart skipped a beat. In the forest not far away, the tall Thunder Titan struggled to grab the head and neck of the blue dragon, and his hands seemed to have 1,000,000,000 volts. The entire head of the blue dragon was torn off by him, bloody and terrifying. With a boom, the headless body of the blue dragon collapsed, and blood flowed into the forest like a river. The victorious Thunder Titan raised the head of the Blue Dragon King, causing the creatures in the Dragon King's camp to flee. The entire Xuanhuan forest, the intelligent races belonging to the Titan camp, all cheered. The war is over, we won. Seeing this scene, Jiang Yu's heart was like a volcanic eruption. This battle is actually the Fuse battle. The death of Elitos, the son of the Dragon King, caused the Titans and the Dragons to start a war that spread throughout the world. The sky and the earth have collapsed. The losses of all races are heavy. I have to find my people first. After this battle, I have to consider saving my race, just like in this war. Chapter 8 Career Path. You are listening at novelfull.audio. But before that, Jiang Yu looked at the glistening blue stones and small turtles at the bottom of the lake. After thinking about it, he still didn't take them all away. He has no storage equipment, and carrying them is like a child carrying gold while walking in the city. And he remembered that the first time storage equipment appeared was in the later stages of the Goblin Empire in Chapter 2. Note the location here. Jiang Yu then vibrated his gray and white wings and rose into the air, with a faint sound of wind and thunder. Come to mid-air, after becoming extraordinary, his vision was extremely far-reaching. He could clearly see that the subordinate races that originally belonged to the Blue Dragon King's camp were either desperately fleeing or kneeling down to surrender. Sure enough, the outcome is decided. Jiang Yu looked towards the battlefield not far away, where the Thunder Titan and the Blue Dragon King were fighting. My eyelids twitched when I saw that the Thunder Titan had just swallowed the huge heart of the Blue Dragon King, ripped it out and skinned it, and took out the good things in its body. A giant dragon is a treasure, let alone an ancient dragon, but the Blue Dragon King is the son of the ancient Dragon King. After this battle, the giant dragon must have made up his mind to fight the Titans until death. The real world-destroying war is about to begin. This is the trigger battle. No, after I go back, I will move with my tribe. I can't stay in Gaoman Mountain anymore. The place where the Thunder Titan is located will be the place where the battle is fiercest. It can be said that the ancient dragon wants to kill the most. Jiang Yu's heart tightened. If history remains unchanged, there will still be 1 year left before the battle between the Titans and the dragons. No matter, I have to look for it. Where are my people now? He turned and flew east. When he met the bipedal flying dragon before, after he led it away, the clansman flew towards the east. Fortunately, Eagle Man now belongs to the victor's side, and he is flying on the battlefield without danger. After flying for a while, he finally found a large group of hawks in the sky. Among them were his people, but when he took a glance, he found that there were only about 30 people in his tribe, and all of them were injured. Jiang Yu frowned and flew forward. His appearance changed drastically at this time. Although he still looked like a hawk, he was different. Although his tribesmen felt a familiar aura, they still did not dare to recognize each other, because, with the power of thunder lingering on his wings, he is obviously an extraordinary strong man. Although there are many extraordinary eagles in the royal court, every extraordinary eagle is a valuable combat power of the Eagle King, and is an existence above ordinary eagles. So among this group of hawks, a hawk warrior with gray-black wings and a stone spear in his hand, who was obviously much stronger, flew out and said respectfully, "Sir, may I ask what brings you here?" Seeing the completely different attitude of this Ingren, who was obviously Wang Ting's Ingren warrior, Jiang Yu's understanding of Chaofan became even deeper. "I'm here to find my people." "Your people?" Wang Ting Ingren said doubtfully. "Yes, it's them." With that said, he flew in front of the clansman. "People, I am Jiang Yu, and I'm back alive." "You? Is it really you?" Among the clan members, a male eagle man flew out and looked at Jiang Yu, who had changed greatly. He asked with half surprise and half doubt. "Asang, it's me." Jiang Yu nodded and smiled. Seeing Jiang Yu skillfully say their names, the hawks of the Gaoman mountain tribe still couldn't believe it. It is true that Jiang Yu has changed so much and is still a transcendent person, which makes them suddenly feel like they are in a dream. Jiang Yu was about to ask his clansmen why there were only about 30 people left. The Wang Tingjing man just now came to Jiang Yu again and said excitedly, "Sir, you are the newly promoted extraordinary hawk." Although Jiang Yu's appearance has changed drastically, being extraordinary varies from person to person, so Wang Tingjing is not surprised. "Good." Jiang Yu nodded. "Since your excellency is already extraordinary, please come with me to see the king. The king will be delighted to see you." Wang Tingjing continued. "What are the benefits of meeting the king?" Hearing this, Jiang Yu didn't care, but asked. As soon as these words came out, even though Wang Tingjing was well informed, he couldn't help but be stunned. "Isn't it the greatest benefit to leave the tribe and stay in the royal court from now on?" Jiang Yu shook his head. "What about my people?" Wang Tingjing said disdainfully. "Tribal people are low-level untouchables. They are like weeds growing freely in the wilderness. Why should you care? You only need to pick up your relatives." He faced west and worshipped the road. "And our royal court of eagles lives in the Tianshan mountains. It is rich in resources and has a pleasant environment. It is also close to the palace of His Highness Yatri, the Thunder Titan. That is where the nobles of the Eagle clan are." But when Jiang Yu heard this, he felt even more disgusted with the Ingren Wang Ting, as a royal family, but they don't care about their own people. No wonder that in the 5th chapter in the future, the Ingren will lose their civilization and become monsters without wisdom and inheritance. He suppressed the anger in his heart. Now that he had just promoted to extraordinary level, he did not have the strength to challenge Wang Ting, so he had to calm down and speak. "The tribe gave birth to me and raised me, and I have no intention of abandoning him. However, I would like to ask my eldest brother to introduce me to the king. When the strength is low, it would be good to see the condition of the royal court." The Ingren and Wang Ting were not surprised when they heard this and smiled. "You extraordinary tribesmen are born like this in the beginning. When you go to the royal court, you will change your mind sooner or later. Now, I will take you to see the king." After Jiang Yu appeased the clan members, he followed the Ingren warrior from the royal court to fly to the Ingren king's residence. Arriving at the royal residence, Jiang Yu discovered many extraordinary eagles. When he entered the tent of the Eagle King, he saw a fat Eagle King wearing a feather crown sitting at the top, chatting with a middle-aged eagle. People discuss, in Jiang Yu's perception, although the Ingren King is far less powerful than the Thunder Titan, it is still much more powerful than he is now, on the throne. Seeing the appearance of an extraordinary Eagle Man, the Eagle Man King didn't pay much attention. He looked down at Jiang Yu and said calmly, "Since you have become extraordinary from a bitch, you must serve me well and defend the royal court in the future. Go down." After that, he said to the waiter again, "Take them to get 2 copies of Fenyu Jade Du, and then let the priest explain to the new transcendent the career path after transcendence." Inside the big tent, the Ingren warrior from Wangting who introduced Jiang Yu was overjoyed and praised loudly. "Thank you, Your Majesty." Jiang Yu glanced at him and understood. It turns out that this is the reason why he introduced me to see him, and it is beneficial. However, when he heard the word career, he was a little confused and immediately thanked him. "Thank you, Your Majesty." Professionals, in the 5th chapter in the future, will be the path to advancement for every transcendent, warrior, mage, ranger, priest, night watchman, knight, witch, warlock, witch, druid and more. There are also various branches of professions, numerous, every profession has a complete path to becoming a legend. They only need to find a job. The only things that will affect their ability to become stronger in the future are talent and resources, but in this era, that doesn't seem to be the case. Career path, he heard it for the first time, under the leadership of the waiter. After receiving Fenyu Yulu, he followed the waiter to the priest. A hawk woman in a robe came to him. "Explain it to him. You have become a transcendent, and I will explain to you the way to advance. The key to advancement is to determine your own career path. Only when you have determined your career path can you have the possibility of advancement. With a powerful career path, you can even advance to legend." Hearing this, Jiang Yu's heart moved. "May I ask, Lord Priest, where can we find a job as a hawk?" "What inauguration?" The Eagle Priestess frowned. "There are only 2 ways to become a professional, self-creation and blood inheritance. How can you talk about finding a job?" Jiang Yu was a little confused and asked subconsciously. "If you can't take a job, how can you advance to become a legend?" The Eagle Priestess glanced at him speechlessly and mocked. "Humph, legend, you can really think about it. On the continent of Farand, the career path that can advance to legend is so precious. Now only the Sky Warrior career of the royal family has a complete path to advance to legend. The self-created career path, because it is a rough start, requires many years of hard work and constant revision before it is possible to become a strong professional. So every powerful professional's path can only be passed down by blood." Speaking of this, she looked at Jiang Yu and became even more amused. "If you don't have any ancestors by blood, you need to create your own profession." Jiang Yu heard this and was not moved by her ridicule, but he was shocked in his heart. In the future era, there will be employment points all over the world. Every intelligent being, as long as he has the qualifications, will have the opportunity to choose a complete legendary path to find a job. In other words, a career without a complete legendary path cannot be passed down. Who could do such a thing? It's amazing. I'm afraid, only true gods can accomplish such a great feat. But now, I didn't expect that a career path that can advance to legend would be so precious. The predecessors planted trees, and the descendants enjoy the shade. How happy are the people of future generations. Unexpectedly, he became one of the predecessors who planted trees. For now, he could only ask. "Master Priest, please tell me how to create a profession." Consume something extraordinary and activate your spiritual vision, such as Fenyu Yulu. Then use meditation to touch the spiritual sea, and use your own ideas to build an extraordinary career. Remember, the profession you build must conform to your own physique, attributes, mind and will. Don't be too ambitious and unrealistic, otherwise your career path will be a dead end from the beginning. The road to entrepreneurship is not easy either. Do you remember? Remember, then go out. Chapter 9, The Majesty of the Titans. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After coming out of the priest's tent, Jiang Yu left the royal court and went to where his family members were. Although the war is won, we cannot leave immediately. When leaving the royal court station, the royal court eagle warrior told him, if he can't let go of the tribe, he can go back first, because he seemed very confident that Jiang Yu would definitely return to the royal court in the future, not just him. It seems that the entire Ingren Wangting is so confident. Then he told him that in 3 days, there will be a celebration meeting prepared by all races for the Thunder Titan Yatri that he needs to attend. At that time, everyone needs to praise the great Thunder Titan. After finding the tribesmen, they returned to the camp where the tribal eagles were first placed. Only then did Jiang Yu realize that there were not even a single tribal hawk left in the entire camp, and every surviving tribal hawk was filled with tears, like a walking corpse. This war has drained the blood of the eagle people from all tribes in the wilderness. However, the royal court was so high that no one dared to resist. At this time, Jiang Yu asked about the experiences of the clan members. Under Asang's explanation, after Jiang Yu lured the two-headed flying dragon away, they were temporarily recruited by a group of Wangting Ingren warriors and put into the cannon fodder queue, placed at the front to face the griffins on the dragon's side. Soon, more than a dozen tribesmen died in the battle. Fortunately, they were protected by bronze armor, and the war ended after the Titans tore the Blue Dragon King apart, so there was no greater harm. Wangting's eagle warriors are always at the end of the team, commanding the eagle warriors of each tribe to fight, so in every war, Wangting's casualties are minimal. This is the reason why there is not even one tribal eagle man left in 10. After Jiang Yu heard this, he became even more angry at Ingren Wangting. He decided that this time when he went back, he would not obey the royal court's orders. As for the location of the Gaoman mountain tribe, we won't wait until we find a better location. Year later anyway, when the final battle between the Titans and the Dragons breaks out, whether the Ingren royal court still exists or not is a question. The third day, Jiang Yu and his clan members sat quietly in the camp, waiting for the arrival of the Titans. When the sun is 3 poles high, the sun is at its strongest. The rumble of footsteps came from far and near. A Titan, more than 200 meters tall, walked step by step to the center of the camps of all races. His body was surrounded by thunder that destroyed the world, and he made a huge dragon head into a helmet and wore it on his head. The smell of the dragon's blood still lingers on it. Yatri stood tall and straight, as if he was standing on a cloud. He lowered his eyes to look at the densely packed ant-like intelligent creatures at his feet, with a hint of indifference and boredom in his eyes. If the King of Titans hadn't told them that these ant-like intelligent beings contained the secret of becoming gods, he would not have cared about the lives of these ants. He spoke loudly. My slaves, hail your master. The great Titan will eventually rule everything in Furland. Just like the thunder that collapsed the heaven and earth, it exploded between the heaven and the earth, and the vast Majesty swept across the entire vast forest. All creatures were suppressed by this pressure, their hearts trembled and their bodies collapsed. This is the power of the Titans. Every Titan starts out as a legend. And a strong Titan like Yatri has long been a demigod. Jiang Yu couldn't stand the Majesty and half knelt on the ground, but after absorbing the blood of the Titan and the dragon, he came back to his senses in just a moment. He raised his eyes and looked up at the Titan who seemed to be sitting on the clouds, standing tall on the sky and the earth, like the king of the world. His heart felt unyielding and hot. He can take his place. Chapter 10 Career Path, Thunder Rider. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After the Titans' grand meeting, all the tribes of Furland dispersed, and the Eagle King's court also returned to Tian Shan with his people, ordering all tribes to disband on their own. Jiang Yu dragged on until the end, and he secretly took the little turtle and Yingying Qingshi away. This place will definitely be one of the tragic battlefields in the future, and he doesn't plan to come again. After that, Jiang Yu returned to Gaoman Mountain with his tribesmen, although more than a dozen people died in the battle. It was much better than the annihilation of their fathers before. A few days later, everyone returned to the Gaoman Mountain tribe. Seeing their tribesmen return, most of the eagles cried with joy. Only those who lost their husbands, brothers, and sons cried bitterly. Jiang Yu was also very uncomfortable. When he left, he promised to bring everyone back, but now more than a dozen people have suffered. At the same time, the eagles were amazed at Jiang Yu's drastic change and his extraordinary strength. Several old eagles cried with joy, and they understood the meaning of extraordinary in this ancient era. That night, the tribesmen had a feast, most of the young and strong in the tribe returned, and the tribe settled down. The next day, in the wooden house in the village, Xiangyu placed the blue stone under his bed, made a small nest for the little turtle, and introduced it to the tribesmen. The little turtle born with wisdom is like a newborn baby, full of curiosity about the world. It is small and cute, and also has the power of thunder. It soon gained the favor of the entire Gaoman tribe, and the children liked to play with it. The eagle mother loved it even more and treated it as a family. A few days later, Xiangyu took the young and strong out hunting every morning. Because of his extraordinary body, he got a lot of food back. After obtaining a period of food reserves, he decided to practice in seclusion and create his own career path. After telling the eagles not to disturb him, Xiangyu returned to his wooden house and prepared to start a business in seclusion. He moved out the bluestone that was emitting a bright light and sat on it. This magical bluestone can allow him to absorb the blood of the Titan and awaken the extraordinary. It is definitely an extremely precious treasure. The biggest gain from participating in the battle between the Titan and the dragon this time is this: with this bluestone, maybe creating a career will be smoother. He took out the wind spirit jade dew and took it, and then began to meditate and touch the spiritual sea. The wind spirit jade dew is said to be a unique extraordinary spiritual object on Tian Shan Mountain. After taking it, Xiangyu quickly entered a meditative state. In meditation, he could see the spiritual particles around him, all kinds of colors, but only the purple spiritual particles were the most, and they were closest to him. Xiangyu understood that these purple spiritual particles were the element of thunder, which was the foundation of his extraordinary, so he stretched out all his mind, followed his inner feelings, touched the thunder element, and gradually sublimated with their flow, until he saw a vast spiritual ocean composed of colorful spiritual particles. With his mind on this spiritual sea, Xiangyu began to think about the career he was going to create. There is no doubt that his extraordinary power will be mainly based on thunder power. After this idea came up, the thunder elements in the spiritual sea gathered. Then, he counted his advantages. As an eagle man, he has the ability to fly, and as a traverser, he has the memory of 2 lives. Moreover, he has the innate champion will, which can match the powerful combat power. As his understanding of himself deepened, a career template gradually emerged. And in the depths of his soul, ding-ding sound kept ringing. Player triggers the inauguration task. Player triggers the extraordinary road selection. System error, unable to generate the inauguration task. System error, inauguration task is not completed. System error, inauguration conditions are insufficient. System error, player template changed. System error, start system automatic repair. Repair failed. Repair failed. I don't know how long it took. When Xiangyu returned from the spiritual sea. Ding! Player obtains NC template. NC level, elite. Congratulations to the player for completing the job, Thunder Master.